Welcome to Art and Life. I'm joined today by Graham Stevenson. Graham has received the Medal for the Order of Australia for his service to the arts, and he's also been described by art authorities as a master artist. Early in his career, he was commissioned to illustrate the Atlas of Parrots, and that remains the definitive tome on the subject and is held in natural history museums in London, Paris, New York. But Graham has mastered a lot of areas in his life. You might recognise him in motorbike leathers, riding his bike to see artists all over the world on his award-winning TV show, Colour in Your Life. To welcome him today to Art in Your Life.
Thank you, Celia. It's wonderful to be with you.
Thanks, Graham. Graham, my question to you is, what's your thinking on art in your life?
Art in my life, well, that encompasses many things. I suppose that when I was very young, I realised at the age of 5 that I actually wanted to be an artist. And generally, when you speak to a child, they want to be a fireman or a policeman or something like that, but not necessarily an artist. But a lot of kids make that choice, of course. But I went through and I became an artist. It was really what I wanted to do in life, and I've been able to travel the world doing so. I suppose what art, in a sense, meant to me is it meant freedom. It meant that I could be anywhere on the planet and then do my career and my work, to travel the globe and then exhibit in various galleries throughout the world and see the exotic animals, amazing places that I got to go to. So it means a lot in the sense that it actually gave me a lot of freedom, but freedom just not in a physical sense, freedom in a mental sense as well, where you can take them, and you know a lot of my work, and it sort of verges on the edge of surrealism a great deal. So it was part of that thinking as well. I mean, exploring the world, but gaining knowledge and gaining ideas about the way that the world worked, and then applying that in many senses into my artwork, which is what I've tried to do over the last nearly 40 odd years. So I think that hopefully explains that side of it anyway.
Thank you. And what's your thinking on art in society?
Well, it's needed greatly. I mean, if we don't have that, if we don't have a creative outlet, and that's, you go back 40, 50,000 years ago, and what was on the walls of caves, you know, it was people trying to express themselves on the fact that they were here. They were making a statement. And I think that art, in many senses, and I suppose you could include photography and music into this as well, is that all of those crafts make a statement on what our society is like. I think the great example of that is when Picasso was having an exhibition in Paris at the end of the Second World War, and one of the Luftwaffe generals came in and looked at Picasso's Guernica, which is a huge, huge piece of artwork, and basically said to Picasso, "This is amazing. Did you do this?" And Picasso turned to the general and said, "No, you did." So, in a sense, it was because it was the bombing of Guernica,
Yes.
and it was Picasso's interpretation of what the Luftwaffe did. So, in a sense, that's what art can do, and a lot of the artwork that I produce sort of tends to have a shot at society as well. It has a shot at religion and politics and everything that encompasses who we are as a people living on this planet. I mean, it's a confined space we live in. We live on a ball. We're not going anywhere, and we don't look after it anywhere near as well as we should. And I think art can help convey that in society very dramatically. And it just depends on who's conveying the message. Some people do it through flowers. Some people do it through war scenes or a landscape. But as long as you're saying something through your own attitude towards society, I think that art has a lot to do with society in the end.
Thank you so much for joining us, and I will show everyone more links to your fabulous work. So if they haven't met you before, they can learn more about you and more about the show. So thanks very much for joining us on Art and Life.
Thank you, Celia. It's great.